Hello friends, let's start with the next series of object-oriented programming. In the today's session, we are going to see about the static data members and member function and what are their characteristics. So after this video, you will be able to implement the programs with the use of static data member and member function. Now consider a program where you are writing a class employee in which you have a data member ID and a string variable, that is name. After the declaration of this employee class, if you are creating the objects to access these data members like employee E1, E2, E3, where E1, E2, E3 are objects, so what happens in the memory, that is, you will create three objects E1, E2 and E3. These three objects are created. Now when the three objects are created, along with the objects, the data members are initialized to each and every object. Likewise, E1 will have its own ID and name, E2 will have its own data member ID and name, and E3 also will have its own ID and name. So each one of the object gets a separate copy of each data member. Now in this scenario, if we add a static variable instead of this, that is a company name, which is also of a string data type, but we keep it as static. So what happens in the memory is only one location is being given to company name, and this location is being shared by all the objects in common. So if E1 changes the name of the company, automatically E2 will have the same company name and E3 also will have the same company name, because the memory allocation is same for all the object. So only a single copy of company name is generated. So data members which are static data members, only single copy is created for all the objects, whereas normal data members are having separate copies for each object. So in the above example, as we have seen that instance variable ID and name, each object creates a different memory allocation. When we need a common data member, that should be same for all objects. We cannot do this with normal data members. So to fulfill this cases, we need the static data members. As we can see, the company name is static data member and it has only a single copy of it, which is common for all objects. Let us see a program for a static data member. Here we are having class employee with the data member, string name and string ID. I am taking a static variable, static integer count. Then we have input function and output function. Then in this case, consider the declaration. Now int employee scope resolution operator count is equal to 0. This means that I am declaring the static variable outside the class. So when you have a static variable declared inside the class, you have to redeclare it or redefine it outside the class using scope resolution operator and the class name. As here we can see int employee scope resolution operator count is equal to 0, and then a normal function works, input function and output function. So here instead of input, it is actually the output function. Then inside the main function, we create the two objects, employee E1 and E2. Now this redeclaration of the static variable is done outside the class. Now E1 dot input is used to E1 is the object which is used to call the input function, and E2 is the object again used to call the input function for second employee. So total number of objects which we have created, that is using the static variable count, we can access. So to access the common variable name, we are writing employee scope resolution operator count, and then we see the employee details with E1 dot output and E2 dot output. So even if we are writing E1 dot count, E2 dot count, it will give you 2 only, because the count is considered as a static variable and has the highest latest value which has been created. This is an accessing of static variable by the class name, not by object name. Characteristics of static data member is it is initialized by 0 when we first create the object of the class. Only one copy of the static data member is created for the entire class, and all objects share the same copy. Its scope is within the class, but its lifetime is in the entire program. That means you can use it in only within the class, but its lifetime is till the entire program gets completed. A very important part is when you have a static data member, it needs to be redeclared outside the class. So syntax, which we have already seen: static data type, variable name. Initializing syntax, you have to write the data type, class name, scope resolution operator, and the accessing static variable, you use class name, scope resolution operator, and the variable name. Now the next concept comes the static member function, which is a special member function, and these member functions are used only to access the static data members. Any other normal data member actually cannot be accessed through static data member or member function. Static member function is also a class function, and access of static member function is possible, but here we do not need an object. We just use access the static member function with the help of a class name, as for example class name, scope resolution operator, function name, and the parameter. So we can see the program here, the same program we are taking, but here only one function is being added: static int get count. Now remember that static variable, we are redeclaring the static variable outside the class, taking the input function, taking the output function. Again, get count function is also having a return type, class name, scope resolution operator, which is written, but here when you use return, you can use only count variable. If you use a return id or return name, it will give you an error, because the static member function cannot use non-static data members. So this is a static member function definition. And to call these static member function, as for example, to call input function, we have used e1.input. To call input function again for second object, we are using e2.input. But if you want to call get count function, you have to use employee scope resolution operator get count, not object name but the class name scope resolution operator, and then show the details again using a non-static member function e1.output and e2.output. So accessing of static member function is done by class name, not by object. So again, characteristics of static member function is that static function can be accessed only by other static data member and other static functions declared in the class. It is called using the class name instead of an object name, and static member functions cannot be virtual nor it can be constant functions. And static functions can act as both inline functions as well as functions outside the class. If it is defined inside the class, it is inline function. So this video has summarized about the introduction of static data member and member functions, and we have understood the characteristics. Thank you for watching the video.